Hi, how is everyone doing? I just wanted to first acknowledge how excited we are to have you here. We're very humbled that you would join us. So it's kind of amazing. If you think of it, Dyson is just 8 years young in beauty. We introduced Supersonic in 2016, and it's been an incredible journey since then. So we typically go into spaces that have remained unchanged or untouched. But the reality is our inventions are not stopping there. And today we're going to talk about a new frontier where, believe it or not, no electricity is actually needed. We're incredibly excited. This has been a passionate labor of love for many people in this room for over 5 years. So to come to this moment is pretty monumentous. I actually thought it would be kind of fun to do a bit of a reveal together. So under your seats, we have little black boxes that will allow you to have a bit of a sneak peek. Introducing Dyson Chitosan. We are stepping into formulations as a natural extension to what we've done at Dyson. We're introducing a full regimen of styling products that are prime and define. Why are we stepping into formulations? For us, it's a natural category extension. We've been studying hair for 12 years. We understand the problems to solve when it comes to wet line and formulations, and we have a robust knowledge of hair health to deliver pioneering, efficacious, and honest beauty. And so our dedication with our formulas are to use first-to-market ingredients, technologies that will build and solve problems that other people simply aren't looking for. And I think the best person to walk you through the technology will be Robyn Coutts from our engineering team.
Hi everyone, good morning. My name is Robyn Coutts and I'm a senior design manager here at Dyson, and I've had the privilege to work on the Chitosan range. So our engineers and scientists have found that one of the most common issues that consumers have is styling retention. Most retention products use simple polymers to kind of glue the strands of hair together and give you a kind of crunchy, unnatural feel, which I'm sure we've all experienced. So we've worked to engineer something different that enables flexible hold with natural movement without the crunch. And really importantly, this is enabled by our hero ingredient, Chitosan.
It's a biopolymer that's extracted from the walls of fungi.
It's responsible for providing the structure and the shape of the mushroom. It is giving that style retention, but then also not compromising on the movement so that it looks natural and it's not like, you have something in your hair.
Things in hairspray have a very brittle characteristic. If you move them, you get a kind of fracturing effect.
Your hair should not be crunchy.
It's about the choice of the polymer that is in the formulation that holds the hair fibers in position.
What it's doing is it's actually going around the hair strands and enabling it to move freely, giving it that natural, flexible hold rather than that crunchy hold that you might be used to. It's beautifully lightweight, and you don't have to use a lot of that hero ingredient to get that hold. Thank you, everyone. I hope that was informative. We're going to have Matt and Amy come on the stage, and they're going to have some lovely models, and they're going to talk more in depth about each one of the products.
So we know that every hair type has different needs. Every hair type is unique. We have 4 variants of the Pre-style cream for every hair type.
You don't have to twist anything. You don't have to maneuver it. It's very easy. It comes off with a magnet, as well as you can see we have that little dome in there. And you see I pump, I shear it in my hands, and then I'm smoothing it. And so it really creates a very smooth effect, but it's not an oily effect. So it can create definition in the links and ends, a smoothness, and a bounciness without it feeling light, like over heavy.
What we're going to do now is apply the post-style serum to each of them so you can see how we would incorporate it into the final finished looks.
So I pump, I shear through my hands, and then I'm using it. I always like to, the reason I like to shear is because when you start to apply the product, it's kind of coming off your fingertips and in between your fingertips first. And then I like to do this move because product always seems to last on your palm. So then I use that, and I always do this as I'm going to the front and just getting that nice smoothness, but we're having that softness.
Interesting question for you, Matt. How would you apply serum differently to Daisy's style as you have Jennifer's?
I'm using the palms of my hand for her, but I'm not going to use the palms of my hand because she has curls and I'm not trying to drag out. So this one is very important that I'm shearing it, but I'm really making sure that most of the product's in between my fingers because I just want to bring it back, and I am going to start from underneath because this is where I want most of the product to be. And maybe if I want it to be a nice smooth Hollywood wave, then I would add a little bit more product and flatten it and go down so that I'm smoothing the perimeter. And this, we're just gonna scrunch this in to have a little bit of moisture in the ends. I'm going in the palms of my hands and I'm coming up, not really trying to overly manipulate it by giving that volume. You can also shake it up in the roots in the back to give a lot more volume, but you're being very gentle with this. I'm just using this kind of around the hairline a little bit to create a little bit of smoothness, but I'm being very gentle with it, and I'm just touching the perimeter, which is gonna add a little bit of shine to the ends, but it's not disturbing the shape that's there because this is a very beautiful shape with a lot of shine in there, and I'm just kind of keeping that as it is.
What we've got here is 4 models with completely different hair types, with completely different finish styles, that have all had the Chitosan Pre-style cream in before. They've all been styled with Air Wrap and the multiple attachments that we have available, and then finished with that Post-style serum. We've been touching them, you can see there's no stickiness, there's no residue, there's no kind of cast in there. This is movable, beautiful hair, which is exactly what we want to enable to everyone to have.
We fundamentally believe that everything we create, it shouldn't just be a pretty package on a shelf. It has to serve a purpose.
What you'll see is it's a refill pack, and that's really important. We want to make sure that this pack is going to last the life that you have it. When you twist off the applicator, the actual refill comes out. You can basically take the pump off and then replace the cartridge. The next thing is that we actually have a NFC chip in the product.
I just will go, if my phone is open, I just tap it on the end and a little app will pop up, like a little notification, and then you will go to it and you can reorder your product. Also in the testing, this has been pumped, I think 50,000 times to make sure that the pump is gonna consistently work. I know what you do is you're really into the testing, into the nitty-gritty of it. Tell me a bit about that and what you've gone through with this.
We're not any less rigorous than we are on our devices. So all these products go through all the same testing, both robustness and the hard physical testing of the packs, but also the amount of testing we do on real human hair in our test labs. Part of that is using purpose-built humidity boxes. Now, when we put the hair in there for 24 hours, it's 24 hours of 80% humidity. That way we can make sure that when we do our image analysis, we know that that hair has gone through quite a lot. Off the top of my head, I think we've done over 180 tests with real hair. That's generated over 150,000 photos, a total of like 19 million data points, nearly 4,500 hours of hair being held at that 80% humidity. Wow. To get the minimum product out would have been a much simpler process, but really when you're solving problems, there is the best solution and then there's everything else. So that's the one we want to go down.
Pump.
Shear. Smooth.
Exactly that.
One of the first things I noticed was it smells so good. What is it?
The top notes are basil, bamboo leaf, and then we've got middle notes that are very floral, like carnation. The dry down is that dry, musky, woody, ambery scent that kind of is really nurturing and cocooning. So that's why it feels like so enveloping and creamy and very sophisticated all around.
We solve problems that other people ignore. Beauty is an emotional category. We become very passionate about our products because it connects our confidence and the soul in terms of not just outcome of the technology, but the benefit that it gives us.
Amazing. Don't feel any stickiness to it.
I love that it has different formulations based on specific hair types.
I love it.
Enfin.